Automobilista 2 has some news, including a track that everyone will love, rFactor 2 has a new design, and many other news right here, right now. Greetings petrolheads and welcome to romrom.net, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing, and to our news roundup where we tell you all that's new in the world of sim racing and anything of interest to us petrolheads in all things digital. If you have any news for us, be it a sim racing league, a different sim racing event, or any other news that you think fit here, send us a mail to news@romrom.net. That's news@romrom.net. What do we have lined up for you today? Ubisoft is taking racing AI one big step further. rFactor 2 is showing the new design of their user interface in the beta, some news from Automobilista 2, and a new track that is gonna interest people a lot, like a lot. Something that might be news quite soon regarding Raceroom, and they're not subtle in their hints. One thing that is news but we already suspected from Slightly Mad Studios, and the opportunity for you guys and gals to race against me and other people from the PC2RG. Of course, and as always, if you want to be informed about new videos, click subscribe and also click on the bell and become part of the ever-growing RomRom family. We have a full plate, so let's start. We talk a lot about AI in sim racing, but we all know that it's not really artificial intelligence, but just pre-programmed steps that cars take. Ubisoft, on the other hand, have gone one step further. They have developed an artificial intelligence system that they used to teach a car to drive itself in a game on a track that it didn't know before. While they don't say it, it may have been one of the two The Crew games, and it learned not using a supercomputer but just on a state-of-the-art system. For those who know a little bit more about AI and programming, they used an extension of the soft actor critic algorithm and expanded reinforcement learning. If you want to know more about the details, we have a link to the paper they published below in our description. Since I think the middle of December, Studio 397 are giving anyone interested the opportunity to take a look at the new user interface that they want to deploy on rFactor 2. We tested flat as we did not want any possible complications from VR to interfere. It already had issues with the 3-monitor setup that we have for cutting, so we expected that VR would be even more difficult. Once we cleared technical issues like its insistence of giving us only 640 x 480 resolution, we saw the new concept and we gotta say we mostly like it. While the colors chosen are a thing of taste, two of us like them, the other two don't. We like the way the menus are distributed and how they are planning to lead the user experience. While it's not without errors, after all it's a beta, it looks promising. You can check it yourself by right-clicking on the Sim's name on Steam, clicking on Properties, then choosing the Betas menu and choosing the entry called Public Beta. After that, Steam will start downloading the beta, and soon after that, depending on your internet speed, you will be able to check the new user interface by yourself. Development continues in Automobilista 2, and while we're waiting for February to come along and we to be able to test the beta, we can tell you that officially they have added the tracks of Estoril, Kyalami Historic 1976 and Spielberg Historic 1976 to it, and the following vehicles: the IRC Camaro, F Classic Gen 3 Model 2, F Vintage Gen 1, F Vintage Gen 2. Another track that is coming not right now, but they are already working on it, is Mount Panorama Bathurst. Not only was it the winner by far in one of the poll for the backers that Razer organized, asking the backers which track they wanted, they were already working on getting the license and they got lucky sooner than they expected. Again, this was a license that they could afford because many of us have already already paid for Automobilista 2, so they could buy the license beforehand. And another thing that may interest those who bought Automobilista and are interested in the Automobilista series, because it has so many tracks and series outside of what is normal in other sims, they are gonna add the Endurance Brazil to Automobilista 2. The Endurance Brazil series is interesting because they have a very small set of rules and everybody can build almost any kind of vehicle they want to race on that. Sounds wacky? Yeah, from the description that Reza gave to us, it is quite wacky and it's gonna be very interesting, especially for multiplayer. Also interesting, they have worked a lot in the climate settings so that now the tracks look fitting to the climate they are set in. These may not seem like much, but it helps a lot in the immersion because you don't want to see lush green when you're driving on Dubai or not see the dunes in Zolder. Last but not least, if you like to program and if you would like to be part of the Automobilista 2 team, they are hiring. They are looking for developers to join the team in both full or part-time positions. Look in our description for a link to the article. You should be able to write C++ or be good in 2D or 3D design and be fluent in English. Raceroom Racing Experience is present at the Autosport in Birmingham, of which we talked about, and they let BTCC driver Dan Kamish drive a BTCC car simulated in Raceroom. If this is not a hint that the BTCC is coming to Raceroom, now imagine that if DTM would get their heads out of their places and continue working with Raceroom Racing Experience, then you have the BTCC WTCR, which is already there, and let's say they put the STCC in there. Oh man, unstoppable Raceroom, don't you think? It was really not difficult. When Slightly Mad Studios talked about the new game based on a movie franchise, we all said Fast and Furious. And what is? Yes, SMS have confirmed that they're gonna publish a Fast and Furious Crossroads game, expected for May 2024. Again, tomorrow I'm following an invitation by the incredibly misnamed Project Cars 2 Racing Group, who by the way changed their name 12 hours before this video and are calling themselves now Video Game Addicts or VGA. We're gonna race at the DTM 2016 at Spielberg, and you're all invited to race with me and whoever has time of the PC to wait. VGA. I suppose I'll start the stream around 1930 and practice is expected to start at 2000 CE. Of course, I'm gonna stream that. I hope this time I've learned and I'm doing it better than last time. Every time I hope to learn a little bit more. Everybody is invited to practice, qualify and race at Spielberg, Sunday, 2000 CET. Thank you for your time and your comments. We love to hear from you. And wait, there's more videos sharing the joy of sim racing. Check the playlist to the left or the video to the right. Until the next time, save fuel, collect pickup, and we'll see each other at the podium.
Visit romrom.net to connect to fellow sim racers and sim racing fans.